What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Blacklist Gaming and Reviews. It's been quite a significant time since we were streaming in any way. Facebook should be streaming, but I don't see that it is. So I might have to give that a second to kick in. Let me verify. Okay, Twitch is up. YouTube. Let me go into the right YouTube account. Scrap, you want to verify? On Facebook?
Yeah, give me a sec here. I was trying to look on YouTube, but can't find it. I don't think you are on Facebook either.
Well, that'll suck.
Did you go live under your account or
Blacklist
the...
GNR on YouTube. And my personal page, it's supposed to be.
Okay, hang
But
on.
I'm going to have to check something. We are here, people. Here, I'll remove this image. I shouldn't have that up here. Okay, yeah, we're on YouTube. We're live. What's up, everybody? How the fuck you doing? Give us 1 second. We're getting everything set right now. But it's got some crazy ass shit on there too that shouldn't be up there, but whatever. Let me see. Restream. Titles. Gotta update this. Into Alright, well we can go ahead and start. We got DC and we got myself and we got we got Scrap. I'm reading his name and yeah. But anyway, we got DC,
Wow.
we got Scrappy. Let me move this down.
Post me a link for the YouTube, because I apparently am not subscribed.
Okay.
Thought I was.
I don't know. Here, I'll check it right now. Here you go. DC, let me get you the link too because I don't know if it's showing up on Facebook yet. Facebook always pisses around on Twitch. Scrap, I put that right
In Discord or in Skype?
I put it in Discord. We can start right off. The whole idea is what we're planning on starting off tonight on is the fact that we're not going to go too far into coronavirus. What we're going to pretty much say is do your part, wash your hands. Don't give it to the elderly. Screw worrying about, oh, we can't get it. Because, yeah, there's kids 18 years old and younger still getting it. There was a 2-year-old kid. There was an 18-year-old kid. There was a 31-year-old Olympian. And he said it was the worst thing he ever had in his life. So wash your hands. Stay away from the elderly for now. Even if it hurts because they're family members, you got to do what you got to do to protect them. But we're not going to really get into that aspect of it. The aspects that we're going to cover tonight would be the way that we have politicians trying to politically gain off of it, whether it be in the stock market and the bullshit that the 4 politicians did where they sold out as soon as they heard about it, or the bullshit where we got what we have going on right now where we have congressmen and women trying to benefit and put people on a hold. Hey, we're going to let these people starve, that way we can try to get solar panels into a bill that has nothing to do with solar panels. So we're going to discuss all these topics tonight. I want to get it correctly on Facebook. However, I think Facebook is trying to piss me off. So, let me do this. Dashboard and sending data. Edit settings. Personal profile. Okay, we'll take this off. And see if it starts. Please restart your broadcast to apply changes. I will be right back, everybody. Okay, now it should be kicking up for all 3 places. If it don't this time, it's probably Facebook itself because it has been having issues. But anyway, let's go ahead and start this conversation. So, like I said, we're going to go straight into the people that's trying to benefit off of it. Look. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want. I'm an American, and I'm a wholehearted believer in freedom of speech. But nobody has the right to go and start talking about a serious subject such as the pandemic we currently have going on, and then add, oh, but this person did this. Can you believe they're doing this? When it has nothing to do with that person or what that person's doing. Okay, there's too many people like, oh yeah, we trying to build up views because they just want clout, but they're harming other people in the process. Activity log. I don't know what the hell's going on with Facebook. It's acting up like a dumbass. But anyway, so DC, I don't know.
Yeah,
You said you don't really pay attention to politics, right?
right.
Okay, so tell me some of the things with you not paying attention, just some of the things that you've heard currently going on with the stimulus bill. We'll start off with. What are the things that you're being told, whether it be positive or negative? Just some of the things that you're being spoken to about it.
Well, basically, at first I heard that, they wasn't going to give it, and now, they saying that they're going to give it. They was gonna first they was talking about that they was gonna give it to the families, and then all of a sudden they wasn't gonna give it to the families. Now they was talking about, they was gonna give it to the people with the taxes and stuff like that. Also about people not paying their rent and stuff like that. Um, it's just weird. It seems to me like it's just a big money scheme. You know what I mean? Like all of it. That's what it seems like to me. It's just like one big money scheme
From certain
altogether.
aspects, I can agree with you on that. I absolutely could agree with you. Now, for certain aspects, I would disagree, and I could bring one of them up. The people that were forced to lose their jobs by the government. Hey, close your business, or we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that, or we're look at the where the hell was it? California maybe or somewhere. Somewhere I can't remember exactly where it was. Said that they will shut the power and the water off to the companies if they don't shut down. Now, I
Right.
completely understand forcing a quarantine if it's really needed. I personally can't say whether I believe it is or not because my personal belief is with the situation and what we're seeing, yes, we should be quarantined. How truthful some of that information that's coming to us is, I can't say whether I believe it or not because we've had too many people try to lie too many times just to cause hysteria. Look what the media is doing, and look at a lot of these doctors that are on the media. Like, the media is causing too much panic. This is bad. This is really bad, but they're causing people to go out and rush and buy all these things that some people don't need. They just want to rush and have extra. Some people need and they can't get. The elderly. There was pictures floating around all over where elderly were looking at empty aisles where they were supposed to get like different vitamins and things that they need. And
Dude, my
it's
wife was at Walmart and on her lunch break, and there was an old lady in there asking her like where everything went. She needed potatoes, and she couldn't buy any potatoes. Like it's fucked up.
it really is. And I mean, DC, you know yourself, shit. You've been to stores around here. I've been to stores around here.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. It's ridiculous. It really it's real crazy right now how you go to the stores and there's nothing in these stores. Even you go and try to get toilet paper, toilet tissue. That's one of the biggest issues right now. Toilet tissue and hand sanitizer. Like, people that went into these stores and cleared out the toilet tissue. Like, it it is silly, but it's
But
crazy at the
all the
same
doctors
time.
agree. Wait. I gotta say it because
I
every
got something on
doctor
this
I
topic
have
too.
seen speak on this have all said the exact same thing. The coronavirus don't usually give you diarrhea. It's very
Right.
rare, if ever. So what? You want to have a clean rear end so that way you can get sick and end up vomiting basically out of your ass because you're going to be sick. Whatever.
No,
It's
my
weird.
I work for a porta potty company, and one of my coworkers was servicing a toilet on the driver's side of his truck, maybe 10 feet from the truck, and he had an entire case of toilet paper stolen out of the passenger side box of the truck while he was
Yo.
10 feet away from it. Yeah, like
Wow.
36 or 48 rolls somebody stole. This was like last week.
Hey DC, you got a
That's
website
ridiculous.
by chance
You have a website? Nah,
for
I
your
do not.
personal stuff?
No, I do not.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead before I forget? Because I wanted to give you the opportunity to tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what you try to have going on with like your organization, more or less.
Okay. Well, actually, I mean, I have a group page on Facebook called the Save Our City movement. Um, I started it 4 years ago. What I basically do is, try to bring uplift and change to my community. Um, to against gun violence and drug addiction and
Oh, go
well,
ahead.
embrace life back to communities. That's basically what my message is.
Yeah. Um, I've been seeing you do it for a minute now, and it's like so many times we turn around and people claim, "Oh, we're doing this for our city and we're doing that for our city," and then a couple months later, you see this person being involved in a shooting where they either the one shooting or they did something that was so screwed up that caused the problem. And everybody's like, "Oh, well, it's these kids these days. It's these kids these days." I think it's these parents these days. Like I have
Right.
a big thing where I point at the parents more than anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that because it starts if parents is misguided. That's why kids go out here and become murderers, and the situations they get into, because if they being misguided, that's how these kids wind up in the situations they wind into. If they're not being guided in direction, that's why they go out here and become murderers and you know things that they do. But also on the other end, kids also they don't listen. They
You're a little bit
out
laggy there for
here
some reason. I'm so
they
sorry.
don't listen to their parents half the time.
I can hear you now. You're good.
Yeah, most of the time today, you can have a parent that's out here trying to rear their kids and teach them right from wrong, and the kid still don't go out here and they still don't listen.
Absolutely. But now I know when I was raised, it was more than just my parents raising me. It was like a community and a family thing.
Right,
If
right.
we have to,
You
we don't have that no more. Like when
right.
I was younger, if my I grew up with this kid Jake, and if Jake's mom Betty seen me messing up, she would whoop my ass and then tell my mom she did it. Or
Yeah,
if I was doing something wrong
definitely.
and my grandma heard about it and I was over my gram's way, she'd get me with a switch. And it's like
Yeah, they
the
definitely village back in the day. There's not a village no more. You know,
it's really like that. Now, tell me, do you think that it could actually have to do with? I mean, I don't know what your aspect on if there's a lot of fatherless homes in the black community from your standpoint and what you could see, but all the way around, low class or black, it seems like there's a lot of fatherless homes. And I'm not going to say that it's from these people just want to run and hit and quit. It's from being led that way by a government entity. If you think about it, since the Welfare Reform Act, it's like, hey, if there's not a father in a home, we're going to give you more money. And I'm
right,
sorry, any man that's going to be there and I can't say I live in my own home. That's not going to cause an insecurity right off the rip,
right.
and it gives them the right, not the right, but the reason. Like, okay, maybe I should just roll out of here. Maybe I shouldn't even be part of this because they don't feel like it's their home in the first place because they can't even have nothing in their name.
You're right about that.
And
Absolutely.
I look at a lot of the crime coming from that directly, and that's due to the fact that too many kids don't have that fatherly figure. Hey, the moms could do a hell of a job. They could be that brute. They could threaten. They could whoop ass. Look, my mom tracked me down because I called her a bitch and she punched me in the back of the head to knock me on my ass. And she succeeded. Fact of the matter is, moms can do what they got to do. They can always try to be that fatherly figure, but they'll never actually be it. And unless
Yeah.
there's that fatherly figure or a man that's there, or even another person that's there that could instill that understanding into that child, they're not going to have that authority. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from. And I'm not saying that I'm against the LGBT or anything like that. I'm just speaking from the 60s and 70s. Yes, people from that community now are absolutely accepted. That's life. That's how it is. Everybody has their right to be how they are. I'm speaking from the 60s, the 70s, even some of the 50s. Basically, whenever the welfare reform bill started being talked about, and then when it got passed in the 60s. So nobody take offense because we're talking about this topic, because it's really not to piss anybody off. If we offend you, sorry about your damn luck, but we're speaking like human beings. As you can see, me and DC are both from the older generation. We're like, I know I'm right on the edge of millennial. Thank God that I'm not in that category. I'm like X. I'm on that year that it starts, but on the year that it ends in the other. So I'm happy with that. And then we got a millennial. We got Scrappy. He's here.
I don't think I'm actually a millennial. I think it ended like a year or two before me.
Oh well, I was close. So it's not like we have the lifestyles and choosings to speak the way everybody in the millennial category speak. We're still going to speak the same way we do. So, like I said, it's
I'm
not
an
to
essential
eliminate you.
worker, bitch.
That's another thing. Look, everybody's saying, "Oh, they're not pulling nobody over. They're not pulling nobody over." Let me pull this up. I need to pull this up right now because I seen this on Facebook earlier, and this city's not very far from me. So, this is when I get nervous about the authoritarianism. Whenever we have governments and things of that nature that think it's okay to trample on our rights. And I think this right here is absolutely trampling on our rights.
There's
Okay.
only one choice for
Oh,
your
no, we
late
can't do
local
that
news
though. Oh,
first.
shit.
Every night at
Here.
10. Only First News on Fox is
No,
covering
no,
major
no.
local news
No,
from
that ain't working. Okay, there we go. I gotta turn the sound off to that, and I forget exactly how. Let's see. Well, anyway, let me open it back up. This sucks. Properties. I'm trying to turn the sound off, people.
there's only
Sorry about that. We can't have that shit talking. Well, anyway, listen. So, this city, a government and healthcare officials, it's in Struthers, by the way, DC. Government and healthcare officials have reminded Ohioans the Governor Mike DeWine's stay at home order. The mayor of Struthers is taking the message one step further. We're just trying to be proactive when it comes to this because I think it's something that might catch on around here. The mayor said, I know a lot of other cities are doing it around the country right now, and this mayor is imposing a curfew on all residents between in the city between 11:30 and 5 a.m. And they're going to pull people over who are out after them hours if they're driving to work, even though they don't know if this person's driving to work. So here we go again. This is where we should have a fine line drawn. Should we allow our constitutional rights of search to be violated, even though we have this situation? It's that gray area, and I don't feel comfortable giving up that much of our rights. What do you think on that, DC? Scrappy, either one of you?
Well, um, this curfew thing, it would have never, what I'm saying, had to happen if people would have, you know, did what they were told. You feel what I'm saying? Like, People wasn't,
Absolutely. That's why it's such a gray area for me.
if people wouldn't have, kept playing with this and, not listened, it would have never came to a curfew. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like when you're kids. Like when we were kids, when we were told to be in the house at a certain time, if we wasn't in the house, we had a curfew after a while.
Yeah,
You know, because when I was a kid, if I wasn't in the house at a certain time, you know, it became a certain situation where if I wasn't in the house when that light came on that street, I was in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
now that this done happened, people that made it to the point to now everybody else got to suffer because people wasn't listening, and that's crazy. You know what I mean? It's real crazy that this done happened, but now maybe people will start listening. You know what I mean? It's sad that this came down to this, but at the same time, maybe this is what it's gonna have to take for this community, for communities to start listening again, because it's
Yeah, but
foolish.
see,
What?
my thing is something as simple as this could start leading to the our gun rights being changed because they're going for them so hard as it is. And
Yeah,
I think that the Constitution's a Constitution, and we should stand by that no matter
Period.
what the
Every single
situation is.
day.
Period. Point blank. Yes,
right,
I understand it's an outdated idea, but it's not outdated enough where we can't actually still utilize it because everything it talked about then, it still talks about now.
right,
So when it comes to the right to bear arms, I think we're doing it wrong 100%. But that's because I think we have too many kids on antipsychotics that don't necessarily need them. It's the parents lie to get them on them so that way they can get a check. So
exactly,
I see that a lot. I know a lot of people that talk about it all the time with me like, yeah, so and so. Like I don't even want to hear it. But my thing is, we got so many kids on antipsychotics it wouldn't be able to happen or be sustainable. But from my understanding back then, everybody was required to have a firearm during the
mm-hmm,
Constitution. Now, if you look at the actual locations and laws on the gun laws and everything of that nature, the places with the most stringent gun laws have the most gun crime. Chicago, California, New York. It's a fact. Look, according to FBI statistics, that's just what it is. And in the places that don't have the stringent gun laws, it's like you don't have that much crime. Yes, you still have crime because there's a whole bunch of unhinged motherfuckers, but you don't
right,
have that much crime. So when it comes to the gun debate, for me, it's like we're doing it wrong now. We should have done it like Switzerland did, where everybody gets issued a weapon. And then, hey, if you want to go in here and pull out a gun, you got 100 crazy motherfuckers in there that's also got guns. Do you really want to try it? Because 99.9% of them guns wouldn't be pulled. If
right,
everybody's strapped, then nobody's going to have the balls to do it because they know they're dead, regardless of the situation. Somebody else is going to take them out when they draw their gun.
exactly,
So,
I'll add 110% if I see some shit going down. And I'll fucking shoot them before they're even fucking. They won't even know what happened.
but then
Fuck.
again, even if we don't look at the mental health aspect of it, not enough parents teach their guns that weapons are for safety, not for fear. Too many
right,
people think, okay, hey, I'm gonna conquer this fear. I got a gun, and then a couple months later, this kid kills somebody and ends up in jail because they conquered their fear, not because, hey, I understand the safety of this, and this is actually a killing weapon. This is a weapon that we use to hunt and protect ourselves,
right,
but not to go popping some bullshit out and taking people's lives.
right. See, yeah, a lot of people use guns for the wrong reasons, man. Uh,
Absolutely, absolutely,
you
it's
know,
abused
a
daily.
lot of people use guns just for clout, street cred and all that type of stuff. That's not what guns is for. That's why a lot of deaths doesn't happen in communities because it's a street cred type of situation that goes on out here.
It's a
Um,
sad thing anymore.
that,
There's too many lives being taken when it's kids, and then we got the epidemic. I mean, look at that situation. We
right.
got we got kids dying on a daily basis. Still, we got Corona out there, and it's
Yeah.
killing people. And it's like, hey, us dumbass kids that got hooked on these pills years ago, and now we're stuck on all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're gonna take our life and just help Corona speed it up. And it's like, wait
Exactly.
a minute. I and I'm not saying all of them. Some of them. What can you say? I mean, I lost a good friend recently, just a few days ago, and I feel screwed up about it. But everybody chooses their own path in life, so there's nothing that you could do to change it.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, you
You
could try
know.
to guide them a different way, but if they don't want to listen, they don't want to listen. And if you lose contact with that person and hear something from that person, I mean, I talked to him a few months ago. My sister was talking to him, and then, but before that, it was like 10 years or 12 years before I even heard from dude. I added him on Facebook, said what's up, never got a response or nothing, and I knew his situation. He was the coolest dude in the world, do anything for the world, but didn't take shit, and it got him in a lot of trouble.
Right.
And that put him in a situation where he was doing other shit too, and it cost him his life. But we still got people that are losing their life to an epidemic, which we absolutely could help.
Yeah, you
And
know, you already know, Bill, I'm losing friends all the time, man. You know, and it's sad, man. I try my damnedest to, try to help them, but it's all about, like I was saying earlier on my live, what I'm saying, you hear that tick, what I mean, that tick. It's you
yeah,
playing Russian, you playing Russian roulette with your life, and what I mean, you gotta take life more seriously. You can't keep playing with your life, it's just it can't be that way. You just
oh,
can't.
absolutely. Oh shit, I just
Can't.
knocked something over. Um, it's not only that. I mean, there's so much other shit, and if we end this war on drugs and we start helping these kids out, we could save some of them. And then if we start, I'm hoping, honestly, if anything good can come out of this pandemic situation, the only thing that I'm really hoping good is we don't lose no more lives. But obviously, that's not something that we can guarantee because it's uncontrollable.
Right.
However, I hope that more of these kids come out with a sense of family. More of them
Yes.
start getting more compassion. And I hope, honestly, when it comes to the schooling, look, this is a whole new ball game. Maybe we will finally upgrade the schools. Camel, the city over here, they got this STEM program, and they got schools, and they got like the colleges, and everybody pitched in, and the medical university, everybody pitched in for that. And
Okay.
it just popped open, everything was coming along, and then we had this situation.
Right.
That was the next level for them. I think this is about 10 levels up. I think
Right.
what they're going to be able to do now, being able to be in the focus of their own home, it might change aspects altogether. Because a lot of studies in foreign countries have shown that when the kids wake up 9 o'clock in the morning instead of 6 or 5, they're actually more able to understand the education and draw it in. So
Right.
they're able to like, it's easier for them. They're not as tired. It's just all beneficial. There wasn't really no downfall except they wouldn't get out till 5 or whatever. But you know what? If that's what we could do to get these kids to start learning the proper way, then we're better off.
All right. I have a question.
Go for it.
With this whole thing going on as well, like now, you know what's going on in our communities. With
Absolutely.
kids. All right.
Absolutely.
Now, after school let out, the kids don't have nothing to do. You feel what I'm saying? All they
Yeah.
have is the street. Like, when people be going to the liquor stores and buying bottles, and I was thinking maybe, take $5, $10 of, instead of going to the liquor store all the time, set up a GoFund. You know what I'm
See, the problem with that is,
uh, set up a put it in a bank.
yeah, but see, the problem with that is there would be what the hell's going on? But okay, but there'd be too many people that would be trying to corrupt it, and that would be the situation where, yeah, you would be doing the right thing, or whoever's in control would be doing the right thing, but some way, somehow, somebody would get involved, and it would screw it up. Either that, or we'd have politicians to come off with these crazy ass laws. Oh, you can't do that, like how they do in some states. You can't feed homeless, things of that nature. If we can get,
Yeah,
if we was to able to get some sort of community center, such as Oh Wow, but more for a broader range from just not just like the kids up to 15 or whatever, but
right.
something way bigger than that, like the
Yeah,
Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh. I think
right.
something like that would be perfect.
That'd be great for the kids, because like I said, these kids don't have nothing out here. You know what I
Think of it
mean?
this
Like,
way: if you was to have something like a science center, they don't have, it doesn't have to be okay. So we got this here, and it's all not like basically all on science. They could have things such as the science of sound, the science of music, things of that nature, and that would be for the like older ones. And
right,
I think something like that in a city such, even in a big city like Youngstown or one of those cities, I think that would be perfect. Put it right in downtown, or put it somewhere where people feel safe going to it too. Because I know
right.
a lot of people that get nervous as hell just driving through that city. It's like driving through Poland or Camel. Youngstown ain't that bad, but you drive through Poland and Camel. Look, I ride with a dude. I ride with a man of color every day. I drive him. I pick him up for work. I drop him off from work every day faithfully. He's a very close friend of mine. And I'll tell you what, if they didn't know we was going to work, they would pull me over constantly. It's that
Yeah,
bad. And it's like people want to feel safe in their community, but we still want to feel secure. So how about you stop pulling people over for dumb shit, start focusing on the important things, and then hey, maybe the community will adapt to you more. Maybe
yeah,
then you'll be able to get more of the a community feeling with us, and you won't have as many crimes because oh hey, when I was younger, and anybody that's from where I grew up in that's watching this or will watch it, you all know we went into them woods. We made a fuck ton of noise to get the cops to chase us a few times because they wouldn't come back. So after like 5 or 6 times, they just gave up on us. Like, we're not even going back now. We know they're there. We can't find them. Screw it. So it came to the point like people need to understand that we don't want authoritarianism. And if you want to be somebody, if you want to be a police officer that gets respected, because I know quite a few of them that are actually respectful, they'll talk to you like a normal human being, whether no matter your skin color, your culture, your creed, whatever. They don't give a damn. But then I know others that were straight up dicks.
oh
However,
yeah, for
for them to
sure.
for the community to work the way that we should be able to get it to work, they got to actually be involved, but involved in a hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? All right, bye. Seriously. And then,
Yeah,
yeah, okay, hey, guys, look, we got a situation going on here. Can you guys get out of here for a little bit? A cop talked to me like, yeah, yeah, sure, no problem, officer. See you later. But come on, hey, get the hell out of here. No, because then you get people pissed off like, oh, this motherfucker wants to show his ass. Let's show his ours.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like you get in
yeah.
situations like
Because
that.
a lot of them, a lot of them take that back. They don't honor that badge. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean, you got to honor that badge you wear. You know what I'm saying? It's a badge. It's a badge of honor and a badge of control and power. You feel what I'm saying? That's what a lot of
Absolutely.
people do, and that's not where it's at. Because you still human. You still a human being, and you're gonna be treated as a human being just like anybody else.
If people like, if the police would just understand we are humans also. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to blame all police because there is a significant amount that are actually good people. But you
Right.
get them couple
Right.
pricks to get involved and want to screw with people. It's like, hey, you just caused more problems than you can imagine. Because not only did you arrest so and so for no reason because you were having a bad day, but you just made everybody else that's seen it not trust you anymore.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm gonna post this on Facebook that we're live. I forgot to. Sorry for anybody that didn't get to see it yet. I'm gonna put both links, Twitch and YouTube. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. What it really comes down to is I think technology isn't the greatest idea. It's absolutely a good idea, but not for kids. And I think
Right.
that's where we're getting a lot of problems. And listen, for anybody that's watching, I am in no way, shape, or form saying video games make kids violence. Otherwise, I would have stole a helicopter and wrapped it into a damn Mount Rushmore or something. Okay, that's a whole bunch of mythological bullshit. If you believe in that, you probably believe in unicorns too. So
Yeah.
on that case, please
Right.
don't think that that's what I'm saying. But
Nah.
people being
It's not
addicted to it,
the games, man.
the addiction
It's
to
not
the
the games.
electronics.
It's not the games that make you violent, man. Not at all.
No,
Mm-mm.
I honestly think it's an addiction.
Yeah.
The kids get addicted to it. The parents take it away. Shit happens.
Yep.
Now, like my kids, all my kids have their own electronics, tablets, computers, whatever. But sometimes they'll just lose it for a month or two and not know why and not be able to find it, and they don't blame nobody. They just think that they misplaced it.
Right.
And sometimes I'll find it like 2 days later and put it away for a month and then give it back to them. And it's not to be a dick, and they know, hey, Dad found it for me. He was just keeping it safe. I just didn't ask him. More or less, though, I'm not going to remind you, hey, I got this electronics, because then you're running around doing shit outside, things of that nature. So that's what that comes down to.
Right.
Now, this other part. There's another part. I'm going to go ahead and pull some information up. So this is going to get to the interesting part, right? We're going to pull up what Nancy Pelosi had in her stimulus plan. Because there's a few things in it that I really want to talk about. One, okay. First things first. Let's establish. The Democrats and the Republicans come up with an idea for a stimulus plan. It's supposed to be to help the people out. We were talking about this earlier and we kind of went off base. And you said what would it do for this stimulus plan? What are we done? It's a money thing, and I said I could agree and disagree. Okay,
Right.
so for the people that just lost their jobs because the government forced them closed, I'm all for them being helped out. They're making they're doing really well right now because of the situation. Once if a stimulus plan gets passed, hopefully. Right now, they're on edge of their seat, and I pray that every single one of them are okay and they're able to make it through without shit getting really crazy. However, then we got the other aspects where it's supposed to be for the people, and they started putting a whole bunch of dumb things in it. I understand the corporation situation. Like I said, a lot of corporations were told, hey, you got to shut down. Airliners, what can you really say against the airliners at this point in time? Yes, I'm sure they've done corrupted shit. Every business has. We all know that. But that would be a group that you would have to look at helping out. I mean, nobody could fly. Everybody's scared shitless because we got a media that has an agenda to either sink a president's terms or make good-natured things come out as bad. Whether it be from the president, whether it be from Congress, whether it be from anybody. We have this media that's trying to control a life narrative.
Right.
And I'm not going to say that CNN's the media. I'm not going to say Fox is wrong. Not going to say MSN's wrong. I'm going to say every single one of them that push a biased opinions are.
Mm-hmm.
We want to hear truth. We want to hear both sides of the story. We don't want to hear your opinion on the story, people. Like all
Right.
these media, yeah. Hey, like there's that one show with the, I've seen it a couple of times. Like it pops up because I listen to Timcast, and there's a show that always pops up from Fox, or it's either I get Dawn Lemon sometimes on YouTube, which I turn that shit off because that dude's an idiot, and then I get that Five show, and I listen to these people, and it's like, what the hell am I doing? These got to be some of the biggest douches I've ever seen in my life. This dude's
Yeah, that,
saying this and that dude's saying that. It's like, how about you guys get your heads out your asses and just tell us facts?
yeah, that's just like media, man. I don't really, what I mean, I really don't pay a lot attention to the media, man, because they're just looking for a story. You feel what I'm saying? They want
I
to put
feel,
they.
I honestly say that I feel that this pandemic is 40%, the panic is 40% from the actual situation and 60% of the media hype and hysteria being caused by them.
Right, right.
100, like, that's how I see it. And you know what? I'll say 50% from the media. I'll say Trump got 10% because he was trying to keep everybody calm, and he's like, oh, fuck, I can't keep him calm. This actually is a lot more serious. And that's what I'm hoping for. But hey, that might not be what it is. And if that's not what it is, then hey, he could have been being an asshole. It's that simple, and he could have cost lives. But it,
If you listen to what's been going on with this Corona situation,
oh, I have been faithfully.
um, all right, we got like uh I think it's like 40 something out here in Mahoney County. But then I haven't heard nothing about Russia. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple.
Actually, no. I heard something about Russia just this morning. Let me pull it up because I got sent a message. I got a couple friends that are in different countries. And somebody sent
Okay.
me this 5 o'clock this morning. Royal Navy sends 9 ships to shadow 7 strong Russian warship
Hey,
fleet
Chills, I'll
active
be
in
back.
English
My buddy's
Channel.
stopping over.
Gotcha. In North Sea amid fears, Putin is trying to take advantage of the corona crisis. This
Okay.
is from the Daily Mail. So I did get that.
All right. Then there was 638 deaths in Italy. 638 deaths. Now that's 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 uh that's weird to me. You feel what I'm saying? Because it first started with China. Then, you know what I mean? Like it started with China, then Italy, then Russia. Like it's weird. It's just weird. It's just weird
Well,
that it has the worst case.
Italy, you have to understand. I think I might be able to speak on that. Like 70% of the issue in Italy, and that would be the fact that they have a more elderly population,
Yeah.
and they got like their families. They live generations and generations live in the same household.
Right.
So you'll have like a grandmother, a great grandmother, and things like that.
Right.
And the elderly all got sick at the same time.
Right.
Okay, well, they're very limited on respirators. If all
Right.
the elderly that were so much older started getting sick, then that would make sense why they had so many deaths because they didn't have the respirators. It was like basically an unrealized attack being laid on them, but it was just from a faceless enemy.
Right.
So I think that was a large part with the Italy situation. Now, I am not one to say that the younger people can't get it. I seen all ages. I've been reading about it. That dude, that African guy, he's a Olympian. He said that it felt like he was dying. And this
Hmm.
is a 31-year-old Olympian. Come on.
Yeah. Right.
So it just makes you think. Let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to pull up information right now of what I had earlier saved up before I restarted my computer. And it's basically a lot of the shit, and that's exactly what I'm going to refer to it as, that was added to this bill. Listen, and I think I could speak for 80% of America currently at this situation. You can take your solar panels and shove them up your ass. You should be working for the people, not the lobbyists, and that's where that came from.
That part. That part.
That's what I'm saying. That's just, I don't care what political ideology you have, this is not the time for it. Focus on the people. Look, we pay for you guys to be there and we vote your dumbasses in like dumbasses ourselves. We see a few of you actually reaching out and trying to help the communities, and then we see the rest of you getting together and acting like idiots and trying to see how much money you could make off of us. The four that were caught with the insider trading, screw that bullshit law. We have the law against us. Congress should not be allowed around that law. You guys were insider trading. You should be prosecuted just like all the people that already were. If we have a law, then you're just as much a human as we are. So if we go and we get cut on something, we're going to bleed the same exact damn color as if you was to do it yourself. So stop acting like we're a lower class. The
Exactly.
immigration situation. Okay, sanctuary cities, this is not the place for an argument. We don't give a damn. This is where people are starving. Thank God I'm still working. That's the one thing I will put out in the open. I'm still working, thank the Lord. But you know what? There's a lot of families out there right now wondering if they're going to buy food or rent or pay their electric bill or do this or do that because they all lost their damn jobs at the same time. And you guys can't get your heads out of your asses long enough to come up with a bill that's not about you. Now, I will say, I don't know how true it is. I was talking to my pops. He said Pelosi was the one that put the idea out for the $200 more for Social Security, whatever. I'm all for it. You know what? Social Security, those people earned it. 99% of them earned it. Give it to them. However, if that's the only good thing that I could say about this whole situation with that side of the party, then we got big problems. There was portions of the Hyde Act. The Hyde Act has to do with abortion. Right now, we are in a pandemic. We need to worry about the pandemic. I'm not going to touch the abortion issue, whether that should be covered or not, because I'm not the intelligence to be able to make that decision. That should be made by doctors, not us. Period. Point blank. Unless you spent all the years in a doctorate field, you should not have nothing to do with it. Yes, I understand women have rights, and I'm all for you women having rights. However, what would you rather do? Have an abortion if a doctor can't do it safely and catch coronavirus, which could kill you too, or wait a week or something? I mean, it would be up to the doctors, not us. We don't have that intelligence to make that decision. The other things that I've seen in there, the immigration issue in the sanctuary cities, like I said, focus on that another time. We don't need to worry about that shit. If the wall was in there, focus on that at another time. We don't need to worry about it. We have people that are, like I said, are worried about everything. Now, I'm not for everybody having student loans wiped, because just like we had to pay them, everybody else should. However, I think interest should be 100% froze on them and never be allowed to be charged again. When it comes to learning, there should be no interest. You're learning, you're paying to go to a college. If a loaning institution wants to charge you interest, then they should just figure a different method. Because charging you interest on being able to go to school to learn, it's just wrong. How about we use one of these government banks to actually do the loaning, such as the Federal Reserve, which actually is not a government-owned subsidy. It's a private bank. So why can't they do all the lending for the student loans? They have all of our information already. So when it comes to things like that, if they put a freeze on them, I'm for it. The rent thing, I can't. I could say if it's a government-owned subsidy and somebody's living in government-owned housing, then absolutely freeze the rent for 3 months or however long you want to do it. I'm all for it. If it's a private owner, don't touch them. Let them still have to get rent. I mean, don't allow them to evict anybody during the crisis, but don't freeze their livelihood also. Because some people, like the elderly that bought one or two houses so that way they'd be able to pay their bills comfortably. Oh yeah, hey, we're not going to allow you to charge them rent. And now these elderly people are doing without electricity and medication. I mean, there's got to be a fine line and not one side or the other. The schooling, hey, do whatever you got to do for the schooling. Don't ask questions. Just do what you got to do. You want to send every goddamn kid a laptop and get them for a wholesale price from a specific type company, and that way every kid in the United States could do digital schooling. Do what you got to do. I'm sure every American would agree with it. We're for that. We're for you guys looking out for the kids. We're for you guys looking out for the elderly. If you guys want to go to the VA and the elderly homes and renovate them all to be completely sanitary, to be safe, but not take stock in the companies that own them, just do it as such as like a updating system that you guys are trying to do to help out the country. I'm for it. You guys take enough taxes from us out of our paychecks. You don't need to worry about the black budget programs. Hey, I'm not interested in paying $45,000 for a toilet seat. Even though I'm pretty sure that was one of the things listed. It was either $25,000 or $45,000 for a toilet seat that was bought by the Pentagon. So things like that kind of bother the shit out of me. When hey, okay, so you got a city you got one city. There's probably 4,000 kids. You can get laptops wholesale for $500 a piece or under because it would be a mass amount being bought by government subsidy. And if the government says, hey, we can give you some sort of tax break for giving us a better price on it, wouldn't that be worth it to get our kids updated in schooling? If we started offering stores, hey, okay, so you're not open on Saturdays and Sundays, well, we're willing to give you this small tax break on your mom and pop store to open up on Saturday or Sunday specifically for the elderly and disabled. I'm all for things like that. I don't have an issue with things like that. But if it's, oh, hey, we'll give you a tax break if you worry about solar panels, it's not the time. Let's not worry about that bullshit right now. A little bit of information. I'm thinking it's page 148 of that Democratic bill. Congress was trying to get $25 million to the Kennedy Center or something, or $35 million to Kennedy. I think they got 25. I don't know enough about the Kennedy Center myself, so I can't make a statement on that. However, they were also trying to get themselves a raise, and I think it was around $300 million in total. I'd have to look at the exact numbers. But what the fuck do you deserve a raise for? You people can't even get along well enough to do your jobs, but you want us to give you more money? How about Congress, the Senate, and anybody else that can't do their jobs in a timely manner don't get paid for the next 3 quarters? That's my personal opinion. What do you think, DC?
I
I
think
went
you.
on a rant.
I think you're absolutely right, man. Because you need people in there that's gonna do their job, man. And that's real. That's facts. Like, I mean, there's no reason why people should be in these offices that's not doing their jobs and just running the country or running wherever they're at in these offices and just want to get paid, but not running what they're supposed to be running the correct way. Just want money.
Exactly. Well, at least this situation right here shows how incompetent we have a Congress. Because if you think about it, from the time that Trump come out and said, "Hey, this is a little more serious, all right, so we got to start worrying about it." It wasn't that nice, but more or less that's what it was. So from the time he come out, basically warning us, until right now, He, I think, has showed more compassion for worrying about us than Congress or the media. And it takes the House has to create the bill. Then they have to send it to the Senate. The Senate has to approve it. It has to go to the president. So the House created this bill. It went to the Senate. There was a whole bunch of screwed up provisions in here that could not pass. Things such as the Hyde Act. Abortion has nothing to do with the situation at this point in time. That's another matter altogether. So they got rid of all those. Democrats and Republicans in the Senate all agreed finally. Or no. They sort of agreed. It was majority agreed, but they created it together, bipartisan. So they got this deal made, and then Nancy Pelosi comes flying in and says, no. She's part of the House, not the Senate. She has nothing to do with it. So, yes, I know it has to go back to her, but she comes in and says no. So the Democrats and the Republicans both together, finally getting their heads out their asses, get together. They're up till 1:30 in the morning the day before yesterday, whatever. They come out at like 1:30 in the morning like, hey, we finally got the plan. Schumer was happy. Mitch McConnell was happy. Two turtles in a race, and they both look stupid as shit. But that's besides the point. We had both of them up there. They were happy. It was basically a unanimous 96-0. Then all of a sudden, Pelosi comes in. She's supposed to have the House vote on it. They come in for 1 minute and 20 seconds, slam the hammer, and leave. Do not vote. Leave the people on their seats for another day. Now all of a sudden, hey, tomorrow, that we had to wait today. Today was the second day. Tomorrow we're going to have a vote, possibly. And she's going to try to push her bill. In other words, she wants to do that Green New Deal bullshit instead of worrying about the people.
Mm-hmm.
And it puts us in a situation, finally, you know what, whether you like Trump, whether you don't like Trump, the one thing he was able to do was expose all these idiots. From Congress, from the House, from the Senate, from the media, and everybody beyond it. And yeah, he exposed himself too. He's done a lot of stupid shit. I was so pissed off when he was bombing Syria, it was beyond belief. But you got to take the good with the bad. However, you can't convict somebody constantly, even when they're doing something good. And the way I'm seeing it now, he's out there. He got the doctors even coming out saying, "Hey, it's not the way you're trying to interpret it. Please stop trying to interpret that way." I think it was Dr. Drew said, "Hey, the media is causing a panic, and they should be ashamed of themselves." Well, we can try to hold Congress accountable, and we can vote them out. Eventually, if we do it right, we can get them out of there. But what the hell do we do to fix the media if the media is just going to completely manufacture things a lot of the time and lie to us and keep causing this divide? You got so many people on... there was never really a racial divide. I mean, it was never like this. Then I'd say 4 years, the last 4 years of Obama presidency and all of Trump presidency, we've had a serious racial divide. Now here's the catch. Go and look at the stories. And then when you look at those stories that they were covered mass main news, look at the other stories that was going on at the exact same time. And it's like, wait a minute. Okay, so the media puts this kid up there because he's black, but there's a very similar situation on this kid, and he's Puerto Rican, but they're not talking about it. Now we got the situation, oh, this happened to this kid, he's black or he's white, and then this happened to this kid, he's an illegal immigrant, and boom, the media swarms it. And it causes a racial divide, not by us, by people that don't understand the media is lying. And you got people, like, I've had a lot of people that I'm real good friends with. And we'll sit there and we'll talk about politics. And I've had a couple saying, oh, I don't like Trump, he's racist. It's like, okay, well, let's have a chat about it. And thank God a lot of them are like the new age liberal. They're like old age liberal. Because they'll actually have a conversation. It's like, okay, what do you think he's done wrong? And we sit there and we go back and forth. And we have the most polite and level-headed conversations you could have. We don't get the bullshit arguing. We don't try to force information on each other. We just sit there and we discuss it. And I've had things where that came out and I discovered, hey, I didn't know. My bad. Okay, well, that's something I don't like. Or hey, that never actually happened. This is what actually happened. Watch the whole video, and then it's like, holy shit, they completely changed it out of context. Everything's different now, and it puts us in a situation where we're battling back and forth, but there's no actual need. It's them hyping it to cause a battle. So basically, what it comes down to is if he didn't do nothing, at least he exposed everybody. And I don't know. I mean, there's think about it. They were against everything he did. That was weird. I lost my breath altogether. They were against everything he did, and then all of a sudden, he bombs Syria, and they're all cheering for him. All of them. For that day, they left him alone. So wait, you're gonna be against him for the good things he's done, but you're gonna support him for bombing another country that shouldn't have been bombed? Think about it.
Right, right. It's like I said, it's all I don't know, man. It's all weird, man. To me, I think it's especially with the black and white, that type of stuff. Because at the end of the day, we all people, we
Exactly.
all just trying to live. You know what I'm saying? In a cruel, crooked world, for real, for real. That's how I look at it. We wasn't we was born into this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been like this, but it's up to us to change it. Our mindsets and everything. Like we can't keep being the way we are and think that it's gonna change. You know what I mean? We gotta be the change that we want. Um,
Exactly. Unless you push for it, you won't get
right. That's how I
there.
look. You know, um, it's I've seen so much over the last, couple of years, what I'm saying, with the whole Obama, Trump situation. And it's disgusting, what I mean, with blacks and whites,
Most
fighting
million
amongst each other.
percent.
It's disgusting. It's real
Here,
disgusting.
let me ask you this. Just a little question when it comes to Trump. Did you know that he won the Ellis Island Award with Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali in 1985?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, exactly my point. Now, something like that, that's two of the biggest historic features possibly known to man. I mean, everybody knows Rosa Parks. Everybody knows Muhammad Ali. That was icons for us growing up, and even for the new age kids that look back and they see it like, wow, that dude was crazy. Fight like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Right.
But that's not talked about.
All right.
And it's
I
things
mean,
like that that upset me because it's like, hey, there's a lot of good things that's been done.
right. I don't personally dislike Trump. I just personally I dislike his ways sometimes,
Oh,
the way
I
he
completely understand that. No, I wasn't saying that whether you liked him or not. I was just saying in general, you've never heard the media speak about that.
right.
Or how about
It's,
the Martin Luther King's family? Most of them support Trump, from my understanding.
yeah. It's just like, when with his Instagrams and, talking about basketball players and stuff like that. You're the president of the United States of America, man.
I
I
can
mean,
understand if he's going back at somebody because everybody has the right to freedom of speech. I can agree that he doesn't need to go at people that are not political officials. Let's make
right,
that clear. If he goes after the media or political officials, I think that should be fair game to talk shit back and forth.
right,
Leave the people alone, and if they're basketball players, keep your mouth shut or he's going to come back. Football players, keep your mouth shut or he has a right to come back.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying? And that would make it fair game. But no, Trump. Look, so when I heard them, and I'm not saying it to try to offend anybody, so don't take it like this. Whenever I first started hearing about the corona, I kept hearing the Wuhan virus, and that was on all the media. They all spoke of it, the Wuhan virus. That's what I knew it as until I learned about COVID, like a month later.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was the Wuhan virus. That's what the media called it, and it was CNN. I heard call it. Fox, I heard call it. So it's like, okay, hey, I'm hearing it being called. So that's what I'm going to refer to it as. We don't know that people want to label it racist after it's done. So finally, I hear Trump say Chinese virus, and all of a sudden, it's like you're racist for saying that. Well, China's saying that our soldiers gave it to them over there. Trump's saying no, it's a Chinese virus, and you're saying he's racist, but you just called it Wuhan virus a week ago. Where is the culpability of yourself if you're going to go after somebody else? I mean, shouldn't everybody be held to the same standards? Nobody should have higher or lower standards than others when it comes to the eyes of equalness.
Right. You're right. Absolutely.
So now it's to the point for me. I'm going to refer to it, and it's not in a racial manner, but I'm going to call it the China virus. And I absolutely respect every single Chinese person except for their government. Your government's fucked up. We all know it. You know it yourselves. Your government's fucked. But
I mean,
that's
when I seen what I seen earlier, I was mad. I seen where Chinamen was taking blow torches, burning dogs still alive. Like, you
But
know what
wait
I'm
a minute.
saying? Like,
Wait a minute. See, I can understand the
that's
the the
crazy.
sympathy you
That's
feel for those animals, and I'm with you 1,000,000%. I don't think it should be done that way. However, we live in different cultures.
that's sick. Yeah, that's sick as hell. That's some sickness,
I'm
man.
with you, but think about it. People in India, I'm pretty sure it's India, crack the skulls of monkeys to eat the brains.
Man, that's sick.
But
People are
that's a
sick.
delicacy for them. You know what I'm saying? That's a delicacy. So I can't agree that they should. I absolutely am against the damn punishment and torture. But are slaughterhouses any better?
Yeah, that's
And
why I
come on,
don't
wait a
know.
minute, hold up. Let's think
Even,
about that. What happens
even,
if
you
you hurt a
know
cow
what I'm
in
saying?
India?
Yeah, even when I seen what they do to animals like that, even out here, like with the slaughterhouses and how they do animals, I that's why I really don't eat too much meat no more. After seeing that, I'm like, oh nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, that's why you
Mm-mm.
just gotta go to the fresh places. But what I'm saying is, think about what happens if you go to India and you harm a cow. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's a prison sentence for that
Oh yeah, definitely.
because that's like one of their sacred animals.
Yeah, yeah,
So it kind of,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We can't really. I mean, we could say they got fucked up methods, disgusting methods, and it turns my stomach just thinking about it because I know what you're
I be
talking about.
thinking like I don't know when I see stuff like that. I be thinking people got mental issues, man. Like something wrong in their head, like to even do something like that, man. Like something wrong. They ain't
Yeah,
wrapped too tight.
but hey, think about it. We do crazy shit that not other countries would look at that would be like that's a normal thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it
it's
goes
an
both ways.
indoctrination, I think, just by the way we were raised.
Yeah, definitely.
However, I mean, it's well, I almost knocked that damn can of pop over again. It's like we're to the point now. It's just we're not getting people to respect each other enough.
Yeah, man. That's the main thing. That's what I was that was my live yesterday, respect. That's a big thing today, man. That's lacked a lot today. Respect.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Respect and common sense is two of the most rare things available,
Yep.
and it's just like I'm not gonna claim to be an expert on anything. I'm gonna speak with common sense though.
Right.
So I
Right.
mean, hey, whatever. But let's go ahead and kill it,
Yeah.
and I'll talk to you as soon as I kill it. So I want to thank everybody that came out and seen it. I want to thank everybody that's watching it in a future YouTube stream or whatever. and always leave a
Yes.
message where either one of us will respond. I'm sure. Check out DC shit. Go ahead and tell them where you'll be if you want to have them be able to get a hold of you or something.
Yes, my name is DC Henderson. I'm located at on Facebook on Save Our City Movement about change and breaking the chains. You know, like I said, I motivate people every day, all day. That's my thing. Just trying to bring peace, love, and respect back to people, and just live life, man. Live like you want to live, though. You got to be the change that you seek. You know what I mean? Big ups to my dude Bill for bringing me on here. Um, we definitely gonna do this again
Oh,
eventually.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
so I just want to thank everybody that watched, and hopefully y'all got something from this. So have a blessed evening, and y'all be real, man. Be real with yourselves.
With that being said, thanks everybody again. This was Into the Battle Zone, and we'll see you coming